Have you ever looked at someone and wondered what they were really feeling? Maybe they seem angry, but they're actually hurt. Maybe they seem distant, but they're overwhelmed. Maybe they smile all the time, yet they're struggling inside. Understanding other people's emotions is not about reading minds, it's about paying attention, staying curious, and listening. The first thing to understand is that emotions are often hidden. People don't always show what they feel. Some people hide sadness because they don't want to worry others. Some hide fear because they don't want to seem weak. Some hide anger because they want to avoid conflict. What you see on the outside is not always what is happening on the inside. When trying to understand someone's emotions, start by observing rather than assuming. Notice changes in their behavior. Are they quieter than usual, more irritated, less energetic, more withdrawn? Sometimes emotions reveal themselves through small changes rather than obvious signs. It is also important to remember that the same emotion can look different from person to person. One person may become quiet when they are sad, another may talk more. One person may cry when they are overwhelmed, another may numb and expressionless. Another may become numb and expressionless. There is no single way that emotions appear. Instead of trying to guess exactly what someone feels, ask questions. Simple questions can open the door to understanding. How are you feeling? Is something bothering you? Do you want to talk about it? Sometimes people may not be ready to answer, and that is okay. The goal is not to force someone to share, the goal is to create a space where they can share if they want to. One of the biggest mistakes people make is listening only to respond. Real listening means focusing on understanding rather than preparing your next answer. When someone shares their feelings, try to hear their experience before offering advice. Often people want to feel understood before they want solutions. Many emotions exist because something important is happening in a person's life. Fear may be pointing to uncertainty. Anger may be pointing to a boundary that feels violated. Sadness may be pointing to a loss. Guilt may be pointing to a conflict with personal values. Every emotion has a reason, even if that reason is not immediately obvious. Empathy is one of the most powerful tools for understanding emotions. Empathy does not mean you have experienced the same exact thing. It means making an effort to understand what the experience feels like for another person. Sometimes empathy sounds like that sounds really difficult. I can understand why you'd feel that way. Thank you for sharing that with me. It is also important to accept that you will not always fully understand someone. Every person has thoughts, memories, fears, and experiences that only they know completely. You do not need perfect understanding to support someone. You only need genuine curiosity and care. In the end, understanding another person's emotions begins with paying attention, asking questions, listening carefully, and responding with empathy. People want to feel seen, people want to feel heard, and sometimes the simple act of trying to understand someone's feelings can make a bigger difference than any advice you could ever give. Thank you all for watching.